Good morning, you listen to FloorDaily.net, and I'm Kemp Harr. This morning my guest is Seth Arnold, the Vice President of Residential Marketing with Mohawk. Seth, how you doing?
I'm doing very well, Kemp.
We're all busy now ramping up for surfaces, which means we're putting together our product messaging for what we're going to do in the residential market. And you and I came together. I had been curious about Airo, which is probably one of the more innovative new ideas in the soft surface category, and wanted to catch up with you on that. Just set the stage real quick. Airo is a soft surface product that you developed in conjunction with some folks in Europe last year. You have an exclusive for it in this country. And initially, when you rolled this out, you told people some of the factual properties of the product. It's 100% polyester. It has no SBR latex, and it comes with an attached pad. That's kind of the headlines for it, right?
That's right. I think you've hit on one of the most important things we were trying to do. The big idea, right, was how do we make a carpet product from one ingredient, right? And what we came up with was far more than we anticipated. It's no longer even carpet. It's actually what we're calling unified soft flooring. And that is because we're using a premium PET in the face fiber, we're using a premium PET in the synthetic cushion, and we're bonding that together with a PET adhesive. So it's 100% made from a single ingredient. And when you do that, what we found was there are so many advantages and so many ways that this helps solve problems for both the industry and the consumer.
You know, the company that you worked in developing this with, DSM Niagara, was saying that, this was going to be so huge because of its environmental story. I mean, it's got one product in it, so when you're through using it, it's easy to recycle. But now if you've done more and more research, there's many more benefits to it. The ones we talked about last year are more along the lines of installation benefits because this product is easy to install. You can fold it. It's got a nice soft hand. So based on the labor issues we're all seeing out there, that was one of the core benefits as you launched it at Surfaces last year. But now you've done even more research, and based on the components that actually aren't in it, you've discovered that there's a consumer message as well along the lines of its hypoallergenic performance, right?
That's right. I mean, you walked through the history pretty well there. And if the most tempting thing for us when we first had this breakthrough with unified soft flooring of making a product from one fiber, you're exactly right. The first temptation was, wow, this is a truly sustainable 100% recyclable soft floor covering, and that's going to change the game. And we think it will. We think there is tremendous opportunity to truly transform the way people think about soft flooring. And this is truly a more environmentally sustainable solution. However, consumers aren't quite there yet. So the first round of research we did, it was like, trying to convince ourselves whether we should take that to market yet or not. And we're just a little too far in front of the consumer at this point. So then we started going to the retail community and talking about the product. And we were surprised because one of the first things they saw was, wow, this product installs so much easier. And one of the biggest problems that independent retailers are telling us they have is labor. So you're right. Last year, we brought it to market, and that was the big story. And we were helping retailers across the country see that this is a way to install a product faster with less problems, less tools. And it was very successful because of that. We've done hundreds of installation seminars across the country now. And in fact, the installer community are now some of the biggest advocates of the product. Mm-hmm. So that's our temptation now. Let's talk about how it installs easily and quickly, and it lays flat, and it'll never buckle, never wrinkle. And we talk to consumers about those, and they're kind of like, meh, I expect my floor to be installed from a specialty retailer no matter what I buy. And so we're continuing to test these different value propositions. And then we came across what some of us probably thought was a bit of a niche, right? And that's hypoallergenic. And we've been watching hypoallergenic. We've been watching the sensitivity to VOCs in flooring products across the board. And so we started talking about that. And sure enough, consumers responded immediately. And they responded, it was a nice combination of response, because the first thing you do is you put the unified soft flooring, you put Airo in their hand, and they immediately recognize, well, this is not carpet. What is this? I've never seen anything like this. And it was a very positive response. And then we started talking about, well, this is a unified soft flooring, and it's hypoallergenic. It doesn't absorb any moisture. It's easier to clean because of the airflow, and it has undetectable VOCs, virtually no VOCs. You know what the next thing they do? They start smelling it. They hold the product up, start sniffing it. They're like, wow, that's really cool. And so we knew we had something. We knew we had a different product that couldn't be replicated in the marketplace. Consumers loved it. And so we began building out that story. I mean, we haven't really hit the market with some of this research, but we actually saw that the same number of people who own pets actually have some type of respiratory condition, right? So we knew, wait a minute, this isn't a niche market. This is a big market that's out there, and retailers don't really have anything that they can put out front to solve that problem.
Now, let me clarify real quick, because I've seen some of your presentation here, and I want to make sure that the listener understands this. There's roughly about 70% of the market that owns pets, and there's also roughly about 70% of the market that has respiratory conditions, but not necessarily the same overlap, right?
That's right. That's right. Well, I mean, we joke around here because even in the pet industry is now selling hypoallergenic dogs, the Labradoodle, and they're commanding a premium. So, I mean, if the pet industry can sell a dog as hypoallergenic and get a better margin, our retailers, they're seeing the same thing. They can sell unified soft flooring, and they can command a better margin, and it's easy for consumers to understand.
So the thought process here, if I can act like a journalist for a second, is that there's some things missing in this carpet. There's no nylon in this carpet. There's no SBR latex in this product. It's just one single component. So you've eliminated some of the variables that might have had an effect with people's respiratory issues, right?
That's right. And a lot of those reasons have led people to think that, carpet or soft flooring is no longer even an option, right? So imagine those customers coming in. You got 7 out of 10 that are coming into a store. We wanted to know how many of them are even thinking about soft flooring or carpet. And what we found is about 2.5 out of 10 or 25% of people with respiratory conditions will even consider soft flooring. They're ruling it out. Now, here was the amazing thing. We presented them with the Airo value proposition of hypoallergenic, and that 25% of people considering soft flooring went to 50%. So we literally double with this proposition the number of people walking through the door of a retailer that would consider soft floor covering, and we've actually brought people back in from hard surface. And so then think about the consumer. I mean, they're thinking to themselves, I want soft floor covering, but they think there's no option. So literally 25% of consumers out there with respiratory issues think the only option for them is hard surface flooring. And this totally changes the paradigm. It delights the customer. It's easy to understand. And our retailers are having tremendous success.
How are you getting the words out? Just through point of sale material?
Well, yes, point of sale. And I will say that most of the education we've done installer seminars across the country. We've provided videos to help our retailer really understand, is this a quality product? Is this product really different? Is it going to do what Mohawk's promised? And everything we've seen back has been, yes, we're delivering on everything we promised, and we're delighting the retail community. We haven't really gone out and screamed hypoallergenic from the rooftops, largely because we don't want to drive that consumer demand and that consumer awareness if the retail community wasn't supporting it. But the retail community has been, hugely successful, very supportive, and we're ready. So you're kind of getting a sneak preview to what will be coming here in a couple weeks as we go to all of our regional shows and obviously surfaces. Okay,
Seth, this is very interesting and definitely worth talking about. Again, been talking to Seth Arnold, the Vice President of Residential Marketing at Mohawk, about the Airo product. And you've been listening to Kemp Harr and FloorDaily.net.